Episode 5. A People Chosen, Not for Privilege, but for Purpose. After Babel, the Bible narrows its focus. Humanity is scattered, languages are divided, cultures drift further apart. The promise spoken in Eden still stands, but now the question becomes, how will God bring redemption into a fractured world? God's answer is not a system. It is not a law. It is not a government. It is a person. The call of Abraham. God calls Abraham out of obscurity. Abraham is not powerful, not righteous by reputation, and not searching for God in any dramatic way. God initiates the relationship. The call is simple and demanding. Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you. This is the opposite of Babel. At Babel, humanity tried to secure itself by staying, building, and making a name. With Abraham, God asks for trust, movement, and surrender. And then God makes a promise that defines the rest of Scripture. Through you, all the families of the earth will be blessed. This matters deeply. Abraham is not chosen instead of the world. He is chosen for the world. Covenant, not favoritism. What God establishes with Abraham is a covenant, a binding promise grounded in God's faithfulness, not human performance. Abraham does not earn this relationship. He responds to it. And even that response is imperfect. Abraham doubts, he schemes, he fails. Yet God remains faithful. This reveals something critical. Redemption will not depend on human consistency, but on divine commitment. From one family to a people. The promise moves forward through Abraham's descendants, often in unexpected ways. The younger son is chosen over the older. The unlikely is favored over the obvious. Grace, not strength, carries the story. Eventually, Abraham's family grows into a nation in Egypt, but growth comes with suffering. What begins as refuge becomes slavery. God allows this, not because He forgets His promise, but because He is shaping a people. And then God acts. The Exodus. Power and presence. Through Moses, God delivers Israel from Egypt. The Exodus is not just rescue, it is revelation. God reveals His power over false gods, His concern for the oppressed, His faithfulness to ancient promises. But notice this: freedom from slavery does not equal freedom of heart. Israel is rescued quickly, but transformed slowly. The law, a mirror, not a cure. At Mount Sinai, God gives Israel the law. This moment is often misunderstood. The law is not given as a ladder to climb to God. It is given as a mirror to show what holiness looks like and how far humanity falls short. The law defines good and evil clearly, but it cannot heal the human heart. Israel's repeated failures are not proof that the law was flawed. They are proof that the problem runs deeper than behavior. This is essential to the story. If the law could save, the story would end here. But it doesn't. Why God chooses a nation. God chooses Israel for 3 reasons that shape everything that follows. To reveal His character: justice, mercy, holiness, faithfulness. To preserve the promise, the seed spoken of in Eden. To bless the nations, not isolate from them. Israel is meant to be a living witness, not a spiritual elite. When Israel remembers this, blessing follows. When Israel forgets this, corruption spreads. What is often overlooked. One of the most overlooked truths is that God never lowers His standards for Israel. When Israel adopts the same injustice and idolatry as the surrounding nations, God judges them just as firmly. Election does not grant immunity. It increases responsibility. The land itself is conditional. Presence is relational. Blessing flows from trust. This reinforces the same lesson taught since Eden. God desires hearts before He desires performance. Why this episode matters. This episode answers a critical question many people ask. Why does the Bible focus so much on Israel? Because God is working through history, not around it. Israel is the laboratory in which humanity learns again and again that law cannot save, power cannot purify, and identity cannot be inherited. Redemption must come another way, and it will. Looking ahead. By the end of this episode, Israel is free but not faithful, chosen but struggling, in covenant but still broken. The story is ready for its next tension. In Episode 6, we will see what happens when God gives humanity exactly what it asks for: land, leaders, and kings, and why even those gifts cannot heal the fracture of the heart.